AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
I don't like seeing the zero, man. Can we get one viewer? Oh, there's two. Pop the bone, man. Yeah. I was too impatient, Flea.
Yeah, like always.
Ball suckers.
We live.
Big Flea. Never the little
way, y'all. What's good?
Y'all know what this is.
Knicks Rehab.
Come on, man.
Rehab.
$122-103. Big victory by the New York Knickerbockers. We in the building, baby. AllBall, Flea. Big Saturday. What we doing? Matthew Carter, Monkey Wrench in the building. All right, Matthew Carter, calm down.
That's how I feel too, man. That's exactly how I feel. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It certainly so, man. Certainly so. But big win by the Knicks, allegedly. 31-11 for Karl Anthony Towns. 9 points and 12 rebounds for Josh Hart. 23 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds for OG. He knew he had an easy night trying to get some steals. 27 for Mikal Bridges, who had a big second quarter. 27 and 5 turnovers. He acting like he's on the Wizards. 6 rebounds, 4 assists for him. 4.7 assists for Campaign. Of course, the big news was Tyler Kolek, 18 minutes, 4 points, and 8 assists for Psycho Tycho himself. 3 steals. He still ended up with 0 turnovers. Good for him. We'll get to that in a second. The Wizards, 25 points for Jordan Poole. He's still looking nasty as usual. 15 points and 10 rebounds for Keyshawn George. I think that was the kid that I liked in preseason. Marcus Smart looks like he's trying out for the Knicks. We're trying to game, got the game within 9 early in the fourth quarter. They cut the lead to 4. Jesus Christ, AllBall, we were up by 33 points. What the hell happened?
I mean, it's not really much to discuss. Knicks being Knicks. It's a win. You got to take a win. A lot of turnovers, a lot of sloppy basketball. This game was very difficult to watch, to be honest. You don't realize how bad teams are until you watch them. And watching the Washington Wizards, man, that shit is sad. I think if I get in shape, I might could give them about 12 minutes. That's how bad the Wizards are. They need a whole construction over there. But for us to be up 33 and Washington cut it to 4, that's a problem. Like I said, I'm always going to be the guy. Even when we win, I'm not going to be happy. That's just always going to be me. But once again, I'm looking at Tibbs. We up 19, 2 minutes left. Cat still in the game, even though he subbed out, after the free throw. But it's just like I don't understand. A game like tonight, just let the guys get some rec. Kolek and them guys. But we in trouble. Oh, the beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant Tori B is in the building, y'all. Y'all know the drill. Say hello to the beautiful ladies. Darlene Bryant, the beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant Darlene Bryant. So we have both of our ladies in the building. AllBall TV family. Please, y'all, speak to Darlene Bryant, speak to Tori B, and be respectful. But
Darlene B, what up, baby? Mama Perspective is in the building too.
Mama Dukes is in the building. Big shout out, Mom Dukes, man. Love always. It's starting to get to a point where it's almost hard to root for the Knicks. Because they're gonna do something that's just gonna annoy you. And like I said, tonight being up 33 and you allow the Wizards to cut it to 4, people are going to look like that's not a problem because, you know, we went on a 9-0 run. But still, for Washington to be that bad and be able to hang in there with us, it's a problem. It's a problem. At the end of the game, when the players was walking off the floor, camera right to Tibbs. Tibbs looks disgusted. Tibbs looks stressed. Tibbs looks like he gained weight. Tibbs look like he got more gray hairs. I'm going to keep saying it, Flea, and I know y'all tired of hearing it. Tibbs is not happy, and I don't blame him. I'm not a Tibbs guy, but Tibbs looks miserable on that sideline, and I think he can't wait for the season to be over. He's not coaching like he wants to coach for a championship. He can't wait for this thing to be over. But tonight, a must-needed win. Because I'm not gonna lie, when they cut it to 4, I say, here we go. Here we go. But we got the win. You know, that doesn't make up for the 2 bad losses we took against San Antonio and Charlotte. But wow. You know how you hear about something and you be like, okay, but then when you witness it, I never realized how bad the Wizards were. Just listen, man, they just out there. They don't need a coach. They just out there. Jordan Poole does what he wants. They just a bad team, a bad organization. They need a whole retooling. So, you know, I think we took advantage of that. Like I said, we played to their level at a point. You know, my man Flea always says that, you know, we stooped down to their level and look what happened, but we got it back together. But in all seriousness, I am very disappointed and I'm not happy with my Knicks. And at this point, I'm gearing up for next season. I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm nervous about the playoffs. I'm nervous about who we gonna see in the first round because the type of basketball we're playing lately, I don't see us beating Indiana or I still got us beating Detroit, but it may go 6 games or something like that. Should be a sweep or a 5-game series. But as far as a team like Indiana or Milwaukee, who I know Fabian has no worries about Milwaukee, but the type of basketball we're playing right now and going up against a Giannis and the Dame, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not confident at all. So for me, tonight is bittersweet. I'm happy we got the win, but I'm not happy how we look. That third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. Because in the fourth quarter, about a 2-minute stretch, we didn't even score the ball. But you know, a team with more talent after a while, that's going to show improve, and then you're going to take off to the races. But in no actuality, Flea, I hope you was watching the whole game, which I'm pretty sure you was. But just Tom Thibodeau's body language, I don't care what nobody says. I think that right there is it's not good for the team. So for me, I'm a little worried about our Knicks, fellas. I'm sorry.
Flea. To all balls. Point. We do have some footage of some coaches coaching. Rick Brunson is out here telling Tom Thibodeau, get him out, man. Get the starters out.
Come on, bro.
Cat huffing and puffing. Big Flea.
What up? Yo, man, it's a really interesting team we have on our hands. Like, truly, truly interesting team. It was a real pleasant surprise to see Tyler Kolek play the way he played today. Like, extremely pleasant surprise. But it's also really frustrating to know that we have that, right? We have that at our disposal. We have that guy that can play some really good minutes, be a table setter, probably be the only like table setting point guard on the team. And the first time we see him in some real live action is game, what is this? 70, right? Like it's extremely disappointing to know that we have that at our disposal. I'm glad that we took care of business. I don't like that we gave up a 33-point lead and allowed these guys to cut the game to 4. That just let them know that if they play at the level that they're capable of playing at, that young team, they can hang with us. They can hang with us. That all that does is give them confidence, right? When you have a team down like that, you want to step on their throat, you want to take their heart out, and you want to get their subs in the game. Like bad teams like that, you want to get them to go deep in their bench so that they can start looking towards the next game. But that's not what happened. When they start cutting that lead, like Fabian mentioned, when Smart hit that 3 to cut the lead down to 9, they really thought that they were back in that game. And you don't want to do that for young teams. You don't want to do that for bad teams. We just took 2 bad losses to 2 bad teams that are getting ready for the draft lottery, teams that are gearing up for next year. We took 2 bad losses to them. And then we almost took a bad loss to the worst team in the NBA. So I share in my OG's disappointment for the team, right? You happy about the win, right? You don't want to lose, so you're happy about the win, but you hate the way it looks, right? All wins don't look the same. They look the same on paper, but we're going to remember how this looked when we get into the playoffs. That ugly-ass win that we had against the Wizards, where we didn't defend again, where we let a young team start hitting shots, when we started playing lazy, when we started turning the ball over, when we stopped crashing the glass, when we stopped diving for loose balls, when we stopped playing for each other. Like, when we don't do that, we look like dog shit. We look like one of the worst teams in the league. Keep it real. Teams get a super highway to the lane. They get open threes all the time. Like I told OG the last time, people don't respect us. They don't respect us. We highly talented. They know that the Knicks is gonna put the ball in the basket. It looked beautiful to see Bridges rolling like that in the second quarter, right? Right or wrong? Am I the only one that didn't like? Yo, this was good, man. He's in a good rhythm. He's hitting shots. He's confident. And then we get into the second half, and I'm not saying you have to duplicate what you did in that. Like, when you're on a heater, you're on a heater. But if you're that type of player, you're going to still be able to stay in the rhythm, hit shots, now become a decoy because now they got to defend you. So now you're getting open shots for other guys. Like, that didn't happen in that third quarter stretch. We just allowed them back in the game. And I don't like the body language of this basketball team. Totally agree. I watched from beginning to end. I did not like the body language of Tom Thibodeau. We're not connected. We are not a connected team. I don't know if that is directly a direct result of Jalen Brunson not being around. To be honest, I'm questioning why he hasn't even been on the bench during this stretch. Maybe that's another question for another day. I'm not understanding why he hasn't been present, but we are not connected as a ball club right now. Like, yeah, okay, we beat the Wizards. That's a scheduled win against the worst team in the league. But the way we look tonight, the way we've looked over the last 3 games, the way we've looked over the last 2-3 weeks, to be honest, very nervous about how we're going into the playoffs. We're not going in on a high note. We're not going in with good habits. You can't build habits in the playoffs, y'all. You don't just flip a switch. We're not that good of a team where you flip the switch and everything just changes once the playoffs come. So I'm gonna give it to you, Ray, but I'm extremely concerned about how we're gonna look going into the playoffs. Ain't no more, yo, it's early. Ain't no more, yo, give us a chance to gel. Not this season. If we talking about the long haul, cool. But this season, ain't no more, yo, we'll figure it out. Time to figure it out right now. Right now is the time.
It all campaign getting an 8-second violation with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That told it all to me. He did a decent job out there. Cat was kind of aggressive, but see, a team like this, I thought, okay, you up 30. Now it's time for me to kind of ish on Tibbs all over again because you like the way Kolek looked, but I didn't like the way he looked as far as that he produced, that he set up, that pass to Bridges in the corner, amazing. He looked tentative. He didn't look to score the ball at all. And that stuff, Bronny's been making the news all year. And people say, oh, they only talked about him as a second rounder. Y'all ain't listen to no Knicks fans. all we've been talking about is Hug Paulie at the beginning of the season. Hopefully he's recovering all right. And Kolek, who will pick the right around each other. And we talked about the Warriors with Port. I think his name is Port. I forgot his name. They had two guys starting, Santo, whatever his name is. They had two guys in the second round starting. These were our guys that we were looking forward to playing minutes, and it's part of the reason why it's frustrating to see something like this. Let's not forget Brunson back in December needed a 50-point game for us in overtime to beat these same Wizards. They were a bum team. They play like a bum team. Jordan Poole is, he's out of his mind half the time. So the way you beat a team like this is just by playing professionally. I don't think it's that difficult. I don't care what you're doing. When you guys are pros, you can speak more to this, Flea. But I just think in general in life, when you know what you got to do, you just do it, get it done. I don't know what the game plan was. You start a campaign. For me, I'd rather have seen Kolek start, right, and just get a jolt. Like, all right, let's put you on. It's the Wizards,
For sure.
huh? What are you talking about, Tom Thibodeau? I'm just sick of him, disgusted. I'm tired of him. Flea. Before I didn't say it, I thought it was be irresponsible to try to fire him in the middle of the season, right before the playoffs. But Rick Brunson should not be jumping off the bench to do all that to get the starters out of the game at this point in your career. The minutes police, they made a name for the squad that constantly monitors your minutes, how you got these guys ran to the ground. I just Kolek would be in a better position now had he played more games against the Wizards and all the downtrodden teams that we know he could. I understand the Portland Trailblazers. That's a tough team for him to be up against because they're pros there from last season. I'm forgetting the kid's name. Went to the Wizards. That went from Boston to the Wizards to the Trailblazers. A team like that, they rip pros. They'll rip the starting point guards of any team. They can guard up point of attack. So I understand Kolek not starting against them, but the Wizards make them feel a certain way. I don't know. I just feel like you sit campaign down, or even with Deuce McBride, nobody else could really pass the ball like this. I don't think the only person that could pass the ball better than Kolek is Cat on his team. He threw a skip pass. It's the first skip pass I think I've seen all season. From one wing to the other side of the court in the corner. That's the other problem. You got a guy like this that can handle the ball and could set the team up while Brunson is taking a rest, or maybe showing Brunson something that the rookie could show him. Like, yo, this is how you're gonna have to get the ball, the offense started, get the team involved. Like the way he's passing the ball is to set up people for their shots. I don't expect Brunson to do that, but I damn sure don't expect Campaign to do that because Campaign would rather chuck from damn near the logo half the time. He will shoot that thing. So I'm disappointed in this, just not his performance, Flea. Of course, you want to tip your cap to him for being on the bench for this long and actually getting, 8 assists and 0 turnovers. So I'm not mad at the production. I'm just mad about the fact that he doesn't understand how to score yet. He hasn't seen any of these rotations, these defenses, nothing, any of these players to be able to figure out how am I going to score. We got the win. It was disgusting, but at least we won. Because if we would have blown this game, you might look straight like Albert Einstein, old boy. Gray head out. Gray head out. Been crazy.
So, we need everybody, please, man. Y'all know how much we love y'all in the chat engaging. Please hit that like button, y'all. Share, like, subscribe. Please hit that like button. And y'all know our new thing now. We love when y'all dictate the chat. Let us know what y'all want to talk about. What's a hot topic y'all want us to discuss tonight with our Knicks, whether it's the coaching, whether it's whatever. But I want to talk about Kolek for a minute, right? To me, it is very sensitive because y'all both made great points. The chat made great points, but I disagree with y'all. I don't think Kolek should have started tonight. Now, should he have played more minutes? Yes. But we got to remember, Washington in their last 10 games was 6-4. They just beat Denver on a game winner. And like you said, Fabian, the last time we played them, we had to get 50 from our captain to win that game. So I think tonight, now, if we would have beat San Antonio, and Charlotte, then I see Kolek starting. But this was a win we needed. And I don't think, Tibbs could have messed around with that, because I don't think he's a coach that's respected like that and has that type of rope to do something like that. But I agree, Kolek definitely should have got more minutes. You can tell that he's comfortable with the ball in his hands. And I just like when he got the ball in his hands how the offense is moving. But he does look a little timid. He does look a little nervous out there because he doesn't want to make any mistakes. And that comes from coaching. So that lets you know Tibbs is not giving confidence in none of the players. And it shows. But I'm going to just say this. And I know it's like beating a dead horse, but I'm going to continue to do it. Tibbs got saved this season by our schedule. Tibbs should have been fired already. And what's happening is we're going down the stretch and we're playing worse basketball game by game. While everybody else is, you can see, getting into playoff mode. We don't look like we're ready for playoffs right now. And this has nothing to do with Jalen Brunson. Us as a basketball team right now does not look like we're ready for the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, everybody would bet against the Knicks. Everybody. Probably no matter who we play. So for me, I Flea, you said it correct. And Fabian, y'all both made great points. But I love what Flea said when it's like, the body language from everybody looks horrific. Horrific. And it's just bad. It's just bad. And, it's sad that guys like Kolek, as good as he is, he's the one that's suffering from this. He's the one that's suffering from this. But listen, man, until we get rid of Tibbs, until we get a better coach in there that people like, that people want to play for, there is no coincidence that for years now, there's been rumors that nobody wants to play for Tibbs. Now, people don't want to, put their names out there, but how do we know it's not guys on our own team as well saying that? We don't know. We don't know, but we know for a fact that we've heard it forever. Nobody wants to play for that guy. And tonight, watching the game, cat in the game, 2-3 minutes left, Rick Brunson got to get up and let him know, yo, bro, get them dudes out the game. That is a problem. I told y'all this months ago, and people think I be trolling. That man is trying to get fired. But it's hard now. You can't fire nobody a month before the playoffs. If I was the owner, I wouldn't care about none of that. I'll fire you in the playoffs. Walk right down from the booth. Walk up on the sideline like Rick Brunson did the coach, but it'd be me, the owner. Hey, bro, get your shit. I don't care who gonna coach at this point. Get your shit. Come on, man. These guys get too much money to not blatantly show they don't care. I'm sorry, Fleet. Tom Thibodeau's body language, like I always say, we always agree. The team is an extension of the coach. The team has the attitude of how it's being coached. Tom Thibodeau's body language is terrible and is starting now to bleed into the court onto the players. Come on, bro. To be up 33 and a team like Washington Wizards cut it to 4, that is a problem. So, I agree with both of y'all, but with the Kolek thing, I get why he didn't start tonight. But I do agree he should have got more minutes because in that second quarter, he's the one that got to go on with Bridges. The offense flowed fluently and things of that nature. But our guys got to really understand, if you're going to play winning basketball, it got to be as a team. None of us is good enough by ourselves, probably except Brunson. We see Cat by himself. You can't do it, bro. So we got to work as a collective. And that has to come from coaching. So I think, if we do the pod thing, I'm being honest, more percentage goes to changing the coach or having a better coaching staff. If we're not going to fire Tibbs, we have to invest in a better coaching staff. Guys that won before, guys that are relatable, guys that are likable, guys that have relationships. We have to start figuring some things out. But the coaching is starting to show too much now. And that's a big problem.
Lee. I don't know if you want to comment on the Tyler Kolek thing real quick about starting or just
Nah,
respond to what we said.
I would have liked to see him start against the worst team in the NBA. I don't see what the problem was going to be. The end result was a W, right? I don't think what campaign gave us was going. If we took him out of the starting lineup, would have changed anything. I would have hoped that we could get a win with Tyler Kolek doing what he did, right? Not turning the ball over, 8 assists, a couple buckets. I think that's enough production for us to win the game. But you know, we always have to have our daily segment on what we need to do in terms of coaching. And you know, as more as the season wanes on, yeah, I can absolutely understand us looking at making a change at coach. I can absolutely understand that, right? Teams do that. That's what they do, right? We've done everything that we can, or at least we feel like we can, to upgrade the roster, right? Like I always go back to, we've made 1, 2, 3, 4 different trades over the last year. So we've done a lot of things to upgrade the roster. Okay, maybe it is time to look at the coach and what he does. But you know, like you said, I'm beating a dead horse, but my fear is getting a new coach in here and going and taking a step back, right? Getting a new coach in here and possibly going in the next season being a playing team or possibly being a non-playoff team, right? All of that type of shit happens when you make changes at the top. Now, it all depends on what we bring in there. If we bringing in a top-level coach, right, then cool. But everybody is so easy, right? It's so easy. And you, OG, I'm throw you in the pot with this one. Because you one of them too. It's so easy to throw Tibbs out. It's so easy, right? None of you niggas have a viable option. You throwing pie in the sky with Steve Kerr. You think Steve Kerr ready for that?
No. You're not gonna get away with that. When we say no, when I say Steve Kerr, we make that fantasy. Fabian had 3, 4 candidates. I done said 1 or 2, and you don't agree with none of them, Flea. So don't do that.
I don't.
Right.
You know why I don't agree with them? Here's why I don't agree with them. I don't agree with them because I know my 2 brothers, right? And hear me out for a second. Fuck the chat at this point. I love y'all guys in the chat, but forget y'all right now for this moment right now. These 2 niggas are some of the most disingenuous niggas when it comes to this coaching shit. Let me explain. Y'all want to get rid of Tibbs, which is great, right? Get rid of him, right? Want to bring in whatever list y'all got, right? But think that next season, having whoever it is that y'all have on y'all beloved list is going to bring us to the next level. Because guess what you want? You want a championship. You are impatient, panicking, lifelong Knicks fan. So you telling me you roll somebody out, you roll Tibbs out of here, roll the next nigga in. You ready to be patient again for another 3 to 4 seasons to see what we do? I'm asking, that's a question, actually. You ready for that?
Yes. We was
okay.
patient.
Okay, we was on board then.
Yes,
I'm on board. If you're gonna be real. If
Flea,
you're gonna be real, if next year's not, hold on. If next year's not gonna come and you got the guy that you want, let's say you get your fantasy guy. You get the guy you want.
Right.
And you don't get the results you want. What the fuck you gonna be talking about then?
See, now you're
figure it out.
Now you're being disingenuous. Once again, if we get the right coach in there, nobody said we have to win that same year. We've been patient with Tibbs for 5 years, Flea.
I'm with you.
Right.
But I know you. So I know, okay, we get the guy, right?
Right.
What are your realistic expectations with a new head coach going into next year?
3-year window.
Okay.
3-year window. But we're not. See, hold on, Flea. I'm Fabian before you go. I just need to understand, and I asked this question a long time ago. Forget, just let's throw out the window, we need a new head coach. Forget that. What makes Tibbs a good head coach to where these wait, Flea, wait.
Don't matter no more. I'm on board now.
No, wait, because this is for the chat as well. What makes Tibbs a good coach to where we shouldn't think about getting him the fuck out of here? We've seen enough sample size, which we need to put on the t-shirt, because I don't think nobody says that more than us. We've seen enough sample size of Thomas Thibodeau to understand he's not the guy that we should be moving forward with in the future. That's all I'm saying. Everything else, like my brother Fabian said, they got to figure that shit out. Now put me on the payroll. Yeah, then we gonna figure out the coach then. Right now, I ain't on the Knicks payroll. I ain't got to figure out who the coach should be, but I know who it should be, and it should not be Thomas Thibodeau. His name is Thomas from now on. I'm not calling him Tom. Tom is a cool nickname for a motherfucker that's cool. Thomas Thibodeau has to go, Flea.
He did make a suggestion, though, Flea. He did make a suggestion, and he suggested Steve Kerr,
Sam Cassell. I heard good names. I heard great names.
No, and you don't like none of them.
I heard great names. I heard great names.
Those are not great
Just
names,
like
by
you
the
said,
way.
Tom is a cool name. Chauncey's fly. Sam Cassell, that's fly. You a ball player. Sam Cassell, you can't be nothing else but a ball player. Yes, I want to see these niggas as coaches.
Hey, Fabian, you hear all the sarcasm. Hey, Fabian, you hear the sarcasm, right? It's just disgusting.
And I'm going to get Bucks like Milwaukee. Because
like Sam, I can sell.
Come on, man.
I know this shit. Don't try to play with me.
Y'all know that. What? So he threw out Steve Kerr. AllBall threw out Steve Kerr's name out there, Flea. Enough of the pussyfooting around, Flea. You came at me today. You pulled up some articles. You said, what we're talking about is Thomas, as he will be known from now on. I'm co-signing that. Thomas is our Mark Jackson for now, and we're looking for a Steve Kerr. We're looking for the baton. And your point was we have made a major coaching change before from a former champion, 4-time champion in this New York Knicks organization who left a big-time Showtime team like the Warriors were with Steve Kerr, the original Showtime
OG
team.
hates right now. Hates his guts right now.
He's all do.
Organization ruiner. That's what he said. I'm snitching. That's what he said.
I've been saying this for years. I've been blaming him for 2 years now with the Jimmy Butler thing. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, Flea, Pat Riley, you dug up some dirt on him, doggy, and you said you brought up the article. Pat Riley, I had nothing but good relationships with all my players in reference to the 1990 resignation. Riley clarified that he'd resigned as a coach of the Lakers to take break from coaching. Pat Riley will always be associated with the Lakers, but like other coaches, Kentucky's product reached a point where change was needed. After leading LA to an 1988 crowd, the team failed to figure prominently in the playoffs. The tipping point came in 1990 when the Lakers lost to the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference Finals. Let's get to his quotes, though. He said, families change, relationships change, but I had nothing but good relationships with all my players to the final day. Instead, Pat explained that the pressure of maintaining the Lakers' winning tradition had consumed him. He added that he reached the point where he was no longer enjoying what he was doing. Hence, the 3-time Coach of the Year deemed it fit to step down and take a break. While Riley opted to take a break, it did not follow that he was done with coaching. In fact, he took on the head coaching chores of the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat after his tenure with the Lakers. Riles proved that he still had the genius in him to take teams to another level. In fact, he won his 5th title with the Heat in 2006. Since stepping down in 2008, Riley has focused on being a Heat's team president. Riley denied having any interest in the position, however, of the head coaching position. However, he admitted that he entertained the thoughts of returning to LA at one point, but no one tried to reach out to him. I have thought about returning to the Lakers only for a sentimental standpoint, but I was never pursued by them. Nobody officially contacted me. Considering the Lakers' turmoil, perhaps it was best for Riley to stay focused on the Heat. He built a great culture, which current and former players remain grateful for. Now, Flea. What? I already heard teeth sucking in the background. Does that give any background for you to say why we shouldn't go after a Steve Kerr, who is now the closest thing to Pat Riley in the game in his day and age?
Because I want to tie it together for OG so OG could really understand and comment on it the right way. with what Riley did, leaving Showtime Lakers, right? Winning championships, being a part of that dynasty in LA. Coming over to the Knicks, and it just happened to be the Knicks, but just leaving that organization and going to another organization where they haven't won in years. There ain't no built-in, guarantee that they're going to be a championship level team. They got one superstar, Patrick Ewing. Everything else around him was, like you said, and like we all say, regular weed. He takes that challenge, and then he does what he does. We don't win, but we are a finals team. We are one of the best teams in the league. My question for you is, I saw your segment the other day. I love the idea. Steve Kerr's a great name. Does Steve Kerr have the balls to do it? Because that's ballsy for Pat Riley to do what he did. Does Steve Kerr have the balls to say, bye-bye to Golden State, I've done what I've done here, and go somewhere else where he has to completely rebuild who he is as a coach, roster, all that type of thing? Is Steve Kerr capable of doing what Riley did?
I think he would. Yes. I think once Steph Curry, retires or whatever he does, I think Steve Kerr would take the challenge. If we had a good enough roster, he probably would have came to us. I think Steve Kerr doesn't get the credit he deserves. Listen, he played with the GOAT. He coached under GOATs. He was a GM. Now in Golden State, he coached a dynasty. He know what it is to be in that moment. And he's not a chump. So for me, I just think he fits the bill for a New York Knicks head coach. I think he has everything you need. He has the swag, he has the toughness, he has the mindset, he has the IQ, and he also has the experience in the history to talk to guys, let them know what it takes to win. I'm not saying that's the only coach that can help us, but for my fantasy, for something that's maybe, crazy, when we had the segment, it was, what's your dream coach? That's my dream coach. Now, there is other coaches that I think can help as well, but I do think, Flea, that Steve Kerr would take the challenge, because now I think that does nothing but upgrade his legacy, because his legacy is cemented. He's going down as one of the greatest coaches that ever lived, whether we want to believe that or not. He's definitely going to go down as probably top 10. So I think now, if he's smart, which I think he is, if I go to New York and I win, or be competitive and get us to a finals and we look better, because to me, like you said, it's how you win, it's how you lose. We up here every time after Knicks Rehab because we are upset, because it's how we lose. It's how we compete. It's how we look bad more than good night in and night out. So for me, I do agree. I do believe, Flea, that, and it was a great question, by the way, that I think Steve Kerr would take the challenge, because now I think he has nothing to lose. Before that Golden State team, you got to kind of take that job. It's the Splash Brothers. You can see what you can do with that. But now I think with his legacy being cemented, I think he would definitely take that challenge. And I think he would pass the challenge, to be honest with you. I think he can do exactly what Pat Riley did, and probably even much better, because I think now the talent is a little better. At that time, you had a star, Patrick Ewing. Now you got a Brunson. You have a Cat. You have an OG. So I think the talent he has more of, I would love it. I would love it.
I just have to really give you props for even bringing up Pat Riley, because we have been criticizing him the last couple of years on here, and we forget why Riley is Riley, why Jerry West, Pat Riley, Red Auerbach, these names are in the same place for a reason. And the fact that you went to Riley after he leaves the Showtime Lakers to show, like, yo, this thing in Golden State, how does it end? That's the first thing I thought about when I read that article. That's the thought I came to when you brought up Pat Riley. That was the Showtime Lakers. These Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry's constantly compared to Magic Johnson, and Steve Kerr is never compared to Pat Riley. And he earned his name on that sideline. Granted, Pat Riley became iconic because of it. the jacket, the Wall Street movie. Michael Douglas's character is based on Pat Riley or looks like Pat Riley. So there's something, he's a movie star looking dude on the sideline, and Steve Kerr really isn't that. But he is winning. He just won a couple years ago. We were talking about Ime Udoka. We talked about this offline earlier. The Knicks going after Steve Kerr would be ballsy. And that was my issue. We talked about it offline, Flea. The Knicks, it was a ballsy move to go after Jalen Brunson.
Yo, I figured it out. I fucking figured it out.
The coach?
No.
Why we
David
crazy?
Smith is Cat's burner account. I fucking figured this shit out.
Say it again.
David Smith is Karl Anthony Towns. We just don't know. It's Cat, bro. Yo, Cat, we appreciate you tapping in tonight, bro. For real.
Hey, get the fuck out of here. I don't believe that.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be at this point. It has to be. There's no way.
Have you ever met a Karl Anthony Towns fan in your life, AllBall?
There's no way. There's no way. It's no way.
I don't believe David Smith is Cat.
It's no way. It has to be at this point. The things that he says, it has to be Karl Anthony Towns. It ain't no other way. Ain't no other way. Ain't no other way.
You know who David Smith is? David Smith. Big shout out David Smith, man. I ain't going for that.
But David Smith brought up a good point. Speaking of,
nigga tell me Cat is the best center in Knicks history. In the comments, that's Cat telling me that. That ain't nobody else telling me that.
He's in the locker room right now. He just showered after the fucking Wizards game and he tapped into AllBall TV.
Fact. Ain't no other way. Ain't no other explanation.
No, but he's always in the building. Y'all know we joke and have fun. It's all love. Big shout out David Smith. Come on, man. It's all love. Hit that like button, y'all. Come on now.
Nah, David Smith is Cap Anthony Towns is hilarious. But I was saying it's a ballsy move, and that's another reason why Pat Riley is a ballsy dude, David Smith. The way he resigned against the Knicks and all that, he faxed in a letter saying I resign because he was getting ownership stake with the Miami Heat. Does Steve Kerr have the balls to go to the Knicks? I would think so. He's weathered the storm over there in Golden State, Flea. That's a big deal. That's like being on the Lakers the last 10 years, it felt like. He was like the way that the Golden State Warriors fans on social media, he's gone through a lot of this New York shit that has taken over the world. And it's also ballsy, I was going to say, for the Knicks to take on a Steve Kerr. Because, like I said before, the one thing I didn't like about keeping Tibbs is that you made a ballsy move with Brunson. The way you traded for Karl Anthony Towns, that wasn't an easy thing. You in Front Street, you said, you know what, we're going to revamp the whole squad in August, and we're going to be more like the Boston Celtics. So it would be pretty ballsy to say, you know what, Tibbs, this is where the plan ends. You got to go. And the guy to replace him with, is Steve Kerr perfect? I don't know, because we ain't hear nothing about Steve Kerr. That's my only thing with him. Even Jeff Van Gundy, like I said, Jeff Van Gundy ain't. But it makes sense, man. Flea, it makes sense. Phil, who the hell was Phil Jackson before he went to Chicago? We don't know. I always say I don't know who's a good head coach. But Pat Riley being there, Pat Riley was on the radio. Pat Riley was doing things on the sideline, but he wasn't no head coach for the Lakers.
Yeah, on TV.
That's what he was.
Yeah.
So, and that's what Steve Kerr was doing prior to. JJ Redick is now a podcaster, radio guy, TV commentator before he went to the Lakers. So why wouldn't Steve Kerr be a part of it? He coached the Olympic teams. Steve Kerr isn't just the Golden State Warriors head coach. A lot comes with that. And the coach in New York, I think he has the background. He doesn't come off like he's not competitive. To deal with Draymond Green, there's nobody worse to deal with in NBA history. I don't believe that.
And I mean, I think you hit it right on the head too. I think we probably need to give, like OG said at the beginning, we need to give Kerr a little bit more credit. I mean, I think I need to as well, because if you look at that dynasty for the Golden State Warriors, what they did through, let's say, a 10-year span, like he coached 3 different iterations of those teams. Like there was 3 different styles of Golden State Warriors that he won with. That 2015 team is very different than 17 and 18 which is very different than 22, right? They all different type of teams. You know, obviously the core is there. Steph, Draymond, Clay. The core is there. But in one instance, you got Kevin Durant. In another instance, you still got a young Steph Curry and them in 2015. And then you trying to figure out how to win with Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins. So Kerr deserves a lot of credit for what he was able to do over there. I'm just saying, walking away from an organization that you've built comfort with, that you build familiarity with your players, it's a different ball game when you say, all right, I'm gonna go over here and try to implement and have the same impact in this. Like, everybody ain't Pat Riley or Phil Jackson. Like, they had great players, but at the end of the day, they still went from one place and said, okay, I'm gonna prove myself over here too, just so y'all know shit ain't sweet. I'm a real head coach. I'm one of them. I'm going down in history. So I'm just asking, you know, is Kerr capable of that if we could bring him in the door?
Just real quick, just to respond, y'all both killed that. My thing is, I think, and I brought up Spo as well before everybody else. Let's understand that AllBall TV in the building. I think a lot of these coaches, you know, you have it where you've been there for a while, and you know, some guys may want a new challenge, may need a new change of scenery. Miami Heat lost again 10 straight. And like I said, Pat Riley over there is not looking good. You know, you're losing superstar after superstar. It's not ending well. And then, like I said, even like a Steve Kerr, you know, Curry is injured. Hopefully he gets well soon. But, you know, I don't see why Kerr would still coach there once Curry is gone. I don't see Curry playing another 4-5 years. I say tops, maybe 2. So for me, you know, I think, you know, these coaches are like players where they may want to look at another situation and a new challenge, but also say, I want to level up my historic you know, job. So meaning like, yo, if I do this here, because some of these guys are solidified. But it's like, yo, if I can go to this organization and get them to the next level, because think about it, you know, some of these coaches don't think like us. We nut fans. I could speak for myself. I win a championship every year. But some of these coaches deal with reality. Yo, the Knicks ain't been to a championship since the 90s. If I get them to the conference finals or to the championship, I'm going to be considered legendary. So I think coaches kind of think like players as well. It's just who's going to, you know, like you said, Flea, want to take that pressure, take that job, you know, but I keep saying it. The Knicks,
real shit, what makes us attractive? Let me ask you that. Okay, we fired Tibbs, but what does what about the Knicks roster, what we got going on right now, what makes us attractive to somebody else?
We're competent. I think that starts there with the front office. You know, the last year, all the trades, it shows that they're willing to make the trade. That they were right about Jalen Brunson. You know, the nepotism that they over talked about with Bronny, we did it with Jalen Brunson first. That's a ballsy move. I don't think they're scared to do all that. And I think the combination of a Steve Kerr along with Leon Rose changes a lot. I think now you're going to want players that want to play with Steve Kerr when he has the general manager that's not Bob Myers or this other Dunleavy that's there, even though he pulled up the Jimmy Butler thing. But I think that's a sick combination. The only thing that would stop Steve,
this fucking cat, I'm telling you, David Smith is cat. I'm telling y'all, I'm not moving off that. I'm sorry, baby. That's cat.
And I'm not sure if that's what we actually talked about the other day. Like, what if they entertain bringing Draymond Green along with Steve Kerr? Like what Draymond Green was saying about the other day, are there people telling Cat this? And if they are they delivering it in a way Draymond does? And I'm being dead serious now, because will Draymond retire? Will he be on the coaching staff with Steve Kerr? Like what he was saying was utterly true. Like, bro, who's there every day to hype up Karl Anthony Towns and hold him accountable? Because if he shows up the way he did against Draymond and how he tries to go up against Alex Sarr, then Brunson got to look at, you know, all right, now I got to respect you. I don't even have to ask you. Cat doesn't have to ask for respect when he plays like that. Will Kerr hold him accountable, or will Kerr be the one that goes, he got to go? Like the Luka trade keeps being overlooked by everybody saying, yo, you can't win with this dude. You can't. That was 2 head coaches and 2 general managers in Dallas that gave up on Luka in different eras. So would Steve Kerr come here and clean house like, yo, this ain't it? Because that was my reference to the OKC bench, to the OKC coaches over there. If they come over here and go like, yo, it's nice what you've been doing. Now let's step up to the big leagues. You made it to the second round, made it to the conference finals. This guy's he's been basically his whole career in the Western Conference Finals and NBA Finals, Flea. To do that in New York, and the fact that Pat Riley did some of that in the 90s, I don't see him acting like he got something to lose like that. I think he's totally up for saying, and I got a better tenure than Pat Riley in New York. Like, I think he's up for that being competitive that way.
Flea, what's attractive is, for one, is New York City, greatest city in the world. It's 34th Street, prime time. The Mecca, greatest fans in the world, greatest fan base in the world. You have an MVP level type point guard that we know when he's healthy, listen, man, he's box office. I got family in New Orleans. They love and talk about the Knicks because of Brunson. So I think there's a lot of attraction from us. And it just takes that one person to have, the balls. So when I come in here and deal with, people like us. But once again, if you're putting out maximum effort, if you're winning, and if you're competitive, the fans is no problem. But if we're going to be subpar and mediocre, bad body language, lose the bad teams, I mean, what do they expect? But I think, we have a lot that's attractive. It's just that, guys are scared. Players are scared and coaches are scared. Because I think at this point now, the game is so sweet that, it's not even no pressure to win championships no more. We don't hear that no more. And, I've been saying that. I don't remember the last player I heard say, I want to compete for multiple championships. I want to go down as one of the greatest. We don't hear that talk no more. These guys are able to just, go through with their careers. It don't matter if they win games. Like what Washington Wizards and the Charlotte Hornets is a disgrace. Is a disgrace. I don't care how good LaMelo Ball look. I don't care at times how good Poole plays. Those teams, watching them is a disgrace. But the world allows that to happen. So now you spin a narrative to have it to where, the coach will play for the Knicks. The fans is this. No, it's supposed to be like that. You're supposed to want people to be great. It's supposed to be expectations. So for me, I think a guy like Steve Kerr isn't afraid of that at all. It's just that the opportunity has to present itself. Of course, it's no need for him to leave now. Curry is there. You got Jimmy Butler, but let's be realistic. Jimmy Butler only signed for 2 years. Who's to say he's going to stay for those 2 years? Who's to say Steph Curry is not going to retire in 2 years? Like I said, I think, right now, we're not the same Knicks from 5-10 years ago. We're not a laughing stock. And you also have an owner who stays out the way now. He allows the front office and the coach to do their thing. He don't get in the way. So I think that right there is very attractive as well. Steve Kerr will be able to bring in his guys. And let's not forget, Steve Kerr has relationships. People rock with him and like him, so he'll be able to have a great coaching staff. So I think that dream, that'd be a marriage that I think we need badly. But I think there's other coaches out there. But my dream, Steve Kerr, bro.
Fleet, I could think of one thing that would turn him off in New York is he can't be as political as loud. I think it would be a lot of backlash here. But do you have anything else in mind that you would think of? Because I don't think you agree with us totally. What would turn him off from New York?
No, I think he comes from winning culture. Like he's been under nothing but winning guys. He played for Lute Olson at Arizona. That's a winning coach. He came in the NBA. He played for Lenny Wilkins in Cleveland. That's a winning coach. He played in Chicago for Phil Jackson, winning coach. Played in San Antonio, winning coach, Greg Popovich. Like that guy's a winner. That guy's a winner. So I get that aspect of it. I get that. But a lot of the stuff that he's been around for the last couple of years, for the majority of his career, have been winning organizations, right? Winning and the Knicks don't go hand in hand. So
but Fleet, just real quick, when he went to Golden State, they were a disaster. Even though Mark Jackson had them good, made the playoffs, I think, once or so, twice, I don't know. But I'm saying before that, remember, nobody thought they was going to be this.
For sure.
Maybe Steve Kerr thought that, but Steve Kerr didn't go to a situation where we thought they were going to be a dynasty and he was going to be able to get Kevin Durant, and then it turns into this. So I don't think Steve Kerr always was in a winning position. I think the Golden State, this is no knock on Mark. I love Mark. Steve Kerr made that what that is, as far as a dynasty and a juggernaut. I'm sorry. He didn't walk into that. They wasn't multiple champions. They wasn't no threat to nobody. They wasn't getting to the conference finals. None of that. Now, Mark put everybody up on the Splash Brothers. They all admit that. Yo, he let them loose. I give him that.
But there was a foundation. There was a foundation there before he walked the door.
Right.
And it's hard to build a foundation if he didn't start behind the 8 ball. He started in front of the 8 ball and it was able to add some of his sauce. He didn't have to get. It's hard to get a team, and here's my thing. It's hard to get a team in that defensive mindset. He didn't even have to build that foundation in terms of defense when he walked over there. Them dudes was locked in, ready. He unlocked them offensively. I'm gonna get Steph easier shots. I'm gonna get Clay easier shots. These guys was getting tough shots after tough shots. Now you implement your offense, and now it's free flowing. Mark had them doing some ancient shit that had Steph in a position where he was getting fucked up. There was a lot of physicality for that dude who his body wasn't ready yet. So yeah, Steve Kerr gets a lot of credit, but that shit was built already, and he was able to go in there and bring it to another level. For me,
I mean, we can have this discussion another time. I disagree that it was built already. It probably was still being built. Like I said, they was nowhere near championship contention when Steve Kerr got there. I'm sorry. I don't want to argue this.
But the only reason I gotta disagree with that is because I'm watching. They played the Spurs in the first. That was Draymond Green's rookie year. They played the Spurs, and Steph Curry looked unstoppable. And Mark Jackson, to what Flea just said, he's playing some old school style. It's like, why are you leaving him in the game for so long? It was that simple to me. He's a zone breaker in the new era. They just so happen to exploit the error. And I walked over your point the other day, AllBall. What you said was correct. Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors did single-handedly get rid of the centers in the league because that was the premier dude. We didn't know he was going to be damn near the best player in the league. We didn't know about that. But to have two guys like that in this era, they didn't do the Kevin Love trade. Jerry West stopped them. There's a lot that's involved in this. I'm not sure. Nobody saw Dynasty. Nobody saw the Bulls winning that much. They just didn't, even though that's Michael Jordan. I understand that. Nobody could foresee that, but the whole point of bringing Steve Kerr up is that Tibbs is supposed to be the Mark Jackson that's antiquated, like you said, Flea. And now Steve Kerr, can he redo it again? I think he's up for that. I think he's totally up for it. And the only other thing stopping it was maybe, like you said offline, San Antonio looks a little enticing. Pop is his man.
If on the table is, do I go to New York or do I go to San Antonio? I'm gonna say the hell with New York again. Because now,
Wemby,
come on, OG. He can't.
But Flea, but now, turn that down. But now this is where business and guts and ballsy things come into play. Bro, we might have to give you a little bit of stake in this Knicks thing for the duration that you're here. Like I said, is how bad do we want to win a championship? And to me,
the Dolan family didn't want to give Riley stake.
Flea. Listen, I understand. I'm just saying it has to come a time and point with Dolan and them guys. We have to figure out how bad do we want to win a championship. I'm not saying create a super team and pay for it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, are we willing to get a better coach? Are we willing to make a move and get the superstar that we need and build a proper team around him and stop doing the same thing we've been doing since the 90s? Getting a good player and building C+ guys around them, expecting us to win championships. That shit ain't cutting it, especially today. The league is too talented. The world is too talented. So, Dolan got to figure this shit out because we're going to keep going in circles over and over. It's going to be the same thing year in and year out. And we can't continue to keep going down this road.
I just hope everybody is patient. Everybody, because I seen one comment talking about, I'm putting negative energy on the culture. I love the Knicks. I'm not a big proponent of getting rid of Tibbs. Let's be honest. I'm getting on board just because my brothers have been entertaining this all season long. Leave it up to me. Give me a second. Let me land, please.
It's been years, Flea. I'm sorry.
Let me land, please. Bottom line is, whatever we do, it ain't gonna breed a championship next season or the season after that. So yeah, Knicks fans, buckle up and let's get to it.
Flea, we ain't never gonna be patient. Never gonna happen. Brooklyn Zombie, you said y'all show should include viewers' comments. It'll be huge for you. No BS. We have opinions as well. Come on, AllBall. I'm on a team 2 or 3. Brooklyn Zombie.
But you gotta be new to the show.
Way too new. Any comments that piss off Flea, I'm all for. You go right ahead. Any comments that make AllBall have engaging conversation, I'm all for. Go right ahead. Because I'm gonna laugh at all of it. But Brooklyn Zombie 420. 420 Flea?
Big shot, listen. Big shout out to Brooklyn Zombie. Just real quick, Fabian. We had 2 super chats. Do you mind reading those? We gotta show love.
Yes, I do mind, Joe. I was trying to get to that, and I'm trying to keep my eyes on the prize, baby Bubba. Basketball season is heating up, and Prospects is the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Baby Bubba.
Come on, man. You think I ain't on it? Lorenzo and the Benzo had to go to sleep, but he left us with a nice little message. I've got the KO for the night. I'll catch the upload in the morning. Thank you for the show, fellas. Thank you, my brother, for the 10 buckaroos. King Speech. Always love. This is getting ugly. The only thing that will save Tibbs at this point is a finals run. Tibbs lost the room and the narrative. Congrats again on the 10K. Thank you, King Speech. I know you threw the assist up there. Always love.
Hey, Fabian, I want to ask Flea this because we did this, I think it was yesterday on Afternoons with AllBall, man. Much love to everybody that was in the chat. Listen, man, my brothers came up there and supported me, but the chat was
the illest name ever. I'm sorry. Afternoons with AllBall, man. Y'all tap in with my OG, man.
Listen. I'm so crazy. I call myself AllBall, and I probably don't know nowhere near as much as nobody, but I don't care. That's how nuts I am.
I love it.
But Flea, yesterday in the chat, it was on fire. I would love to hear Dream. This is fantasy. This is not. So everybody, don't get your pennies in a bunch. But everybody in the chat, if y'all missed it yesterday, we was on fire. I want y'all to respond to this too. For our Knicks, what is your dream coach and the dream player that you would want us to have next season? Let me say it again. I need everybody in the chat to also get in on this. Please get in the chat, y'all, and I want to hear y'all, but I want Flea to respond. Give me your dream coach and the dream player that you would like to have on the roster next year.
I'm gonna go dream coach for me would be Ime Udoka or Ty Lue, one of the two. And if I had a player that we could bring in next year, It would probably be Giannis.
Okay.
Who's the coach? I'm sorry.
Udoka or Ty Lue.
Hey, Fabian, real quick, because King Speech, you know how to do that when you make the poll where fans can vote?
Mm-hmm.
All right. For people that missed the show yesterday, Fabian, I would love for you to answer that as well. Your dream coach, your dream player on the roster for the next season as the Knicks, excuse me.
And he asked my dream. Like, you huffing and puffing about how I answered. For what? You're gonna get your shot. What are you worried about how I'm answering for?
You talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
First of all, I didn't huff and puff.
He said, you talking to me?
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
Talking to me?
Yeah, I'm
Listen,
talking
man.
to you, motherfucker.
I could have sworn he.
Yo, these niggas is crazy.
Yo, pause it, man. You're a maniac. You lucky we love
Yo,
you, man.
Humpty is crazy, yo.
Yeah, he turned us into Mortal Kombat. Fabian, your dream coach, dream player for next season.
The email one was tough, man. I like him more than Kerr, to be honest with you. I like because he's the guy that. Oh, that's what I meant with the ballsy maneuver. Like, yo, if you go after email was available, and I didn't understand why you don't go after him when you know he's better than Tibbs. In terms of just, you thought Cat was better than Randall, and after going to the second round, right? We thought that. They thought Jalen Brunson was good. This, or maybe not this good, but you like I said, you did the nepotism before Bronny and LeBron. They did the nepotism first, and you went after Jalen Brunson. So why not go after Ime Udoka? Thank you for bringing me back, Flea. Ime was the guy. He's look at who he's coaching over there in Houston. You don't think he would want to come here and rob us for $80 million that they gave Monty Williams at minimum? If you fail, you know they give you get that $100 million. That was the other point, Flea. Steve, this is attractive because James Dolan will write that blank check. Here you go. No worries.
For a guy like
him,
a guy like him, for sure.
Yeah. And Ime Udoka, I think, though, just basketball-wise, it's going to be, I love the way his demeanor, the way he talks to the players. The way he talks to LeBron. I love the way he talks to anybody. That's the kind of guy I like. You know me, Flea. That's the kind of guy on the sideline. I don't care if you're the best player in the game. I'm coming at you. So, and then dream player. Come on, man. Let's go get Joker or something like that, man. Don't play with me. Joker under Ime, that's bananas. That's the dream player. Because I can't see anybody else out there. We got to flip the question to you, AllBall. Obviously, Steve Kerr, but you never gave us a dream player.
All right, so for me, everybody know Steve Kerr and the player, I'm going to throw y'all off. I think he wants to be in New York, and he's best friends with Cat. Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man is made for New York. Yeah, that's my dream. I kind of wanted to throw a little monkey wrench in that. You already said Giannis. We've been on a Zion train, but I think just a little different. I think Ant-Man, back with Cat, who both was in the Western Conference Finals, and you get a coach like Steve Kerr that can, that knows how to run offense with a Brunson, bruh. So yeah, I would love something like that. That would be my dream. Because I think we've always missed out on just those great shooting guards. We've always had great point guards, great centers. Melo was the small forward, but we've never had that dynamic, like, great two guard. And
took us to the finals.
I know. Something that Josh Hart would never do. I know.
Fuck out of here.
I know.
Get John Starks.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm gonna get that on the shirt. John Starks got us to the finals. Hart can never do that.
You know what your shirt gonna look like, Flea?
John Starks could never.
John Starks could never. But yeah, I would love to get that dynamic two guard that we never
Yo,
had.
hold on. John Starks at the every Knick game, bro, with a Kia commercial. And you
Yo,
gonna show
I
up to the
love-
Garden with a
I love
John
John.
Starks could never
I
shirt?
should not be shooting at John the way I shoot at John. I love John, but that was Pat in Pat's prime. That was his second best player.
Yes. Yes.
What we gonna do with that? Come on.
Yes. And he listen, as much as we want to laugh and joke, he held his own. He tried his best, against
He
guys
sure
like
did.
Mike, Reggie Miller. Like he held his own, So, but I think, Flea Fabian, we've never had that athletic, dynamic shooting guard, that, can take you to that next level. So for me, that combination right there would be my dream.
I love that, Flea.
Can we understand? So I guess can we end with this? Because I know this was a great conversation on coaching. I think we could talk about this for probably another hour. But with what we have, the type of team that we have, where we at, right? Where we going? Not a laughing stock anymore. All that type of stuff. Is a rookie head coach something that y'all would be comfortable with? I've heard you say Sam Cassell's name a few times, and this would be his first shot as the head guy. Is a rookie head coach somebody that we roll with, or do we need somebody in here who is one relatable, like you said, to today's player, but also has been around the block a couple of times, like a Udoka, obviously, like a Ty Lue?
I remember Flea, if I'm not mistaken, I probably was the first to say, I would love Sam Cassell here. I'm saying amongst us. I don't know about the world. We AllBall TV. I don't know what's going on out there. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Sam Cassell, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind a rookie coach. Like I said, because I think that they're not coming into a bad situation. I think the roster is solid. We have an all-star slash MVP candidate in Brunson. We have an all-star in Cat. So I wouldn't mind a rookie coach at all, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind.
I would mind it.
Okay.
I would totally mind it. I would not want to have a rookie coach here. That's why Pat Riley, I think, worked. That's why when you made that example, it was just bringing home that idea. And he may have been to the finals a couple years back as well in this modern day era. I don't want a rookie head coach here. Charles Lee and the Hornets, I don't know how that's going.
But that's a bad team. They
Of
put
course.
What about the guy that y'all was saying, the coach that coached him in college, and then some people were saying the UConn coach. Remember, he got offered the Lakers job. So
right,
is
and
that considered the rookie
They might
coach?
have regretted that. They might have regretted that. Bad.
Shout out Legend Z in the building, man. Go tap
Hot
on,
Legend Z.
Y'all probably already tapped into that channel because they be having you talk about espionage. Your man he didn't work for the FBI or something, man. The government's looking for you, Legend
Watch
Z.
this.
Gets
Watch
it
this.
all.
Let's see how good Legend Z is. Tell me what I'm saying. Big shout out Legend Z.
Love his page. Love his page.
That's a great point. Ball. If you get Dan Hurley in the mix, the Lakers were looking to get him. That's a good point. But I still, with the Knicks right now, we're not looking for a rookie coach. These guys aren't rookies anymore. It'll be tough to get to the next level. It's like what everybody always talks about. It's hard taking advice from people that never been there. We're all guessing at this point, if that's the case. You don't want no coach to be guessing with. That's the Steve Kerr, Ime Udoka. They ain't guessing about going to the finals. That's not a guess. It's kind of easier for Ime Udoka to be like, yo, man, Amen Thompson, go do this. Or shout out to John Wall, by the way. He's been impressing me lately with on NBA TV. Legend Z, I appreciate y'all for real.
It got a little spicy with Karis LeVert and Kuminga. That should be good.
Was that against Miami?
Karis LeVert is with Atlanta. And
I'm bugging.
Atlanta, Miami. Yeah.
I'm thinking of what's one of my guy, Amen Thompson. Remember, he threw Tyler Hero on the ground last game, and then the other game he was like, "Yo,
bust
who
his
this?"
ass tonight.
That was tonight.
It was the other night. I know Houston just beat the shit out of Miami the other night. Amen had like 19, 8, and 9 or something like that.
Yo, Lever's in that. Yo, Legend Z, you ain't gotta listen. You ain't gotta give your magic tricks away, because that was a bum ass. Remember that bum ass show on Fox 5 where they were trying to show all the behind the scenes of all the magicians? Don't give it to the pressure of AllBall. You keep your secrets to yourself. He called them ass basically, and Dre came in to defend them. Y'all gonna love it. Oh, send it to us. Remember, tag us on Twitter and all that. Don't be shy. We'll definitely put it on here and start, and just to have us dying laughing out here. But no rookie coach for me, Flea.
Hey, Ronald Martinez, there's a reason we ain't bringing up Mike Budenholzer. He's a bum too.
I'm cool.
Yeah, it's a reason. Big shout out Ronald Martinez though.
Ronaldo. That was a dude. I couldn't believe they won when the Bucks won with him, Flea. I couldn't believe Budenholzer won with them, and he's showing improvement. Remember that Atlanta team? He did well with them, but now he's showing improvement. That
he's a good coach. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He's just I'm cool.
I'm saying he's a bad coach. He's a terrible coach.
There's a trend here. I think these are two extremes. AllBall's gonna say he's trash. Flea's gonna say he's good. He's not a bad coach, but actually, after this season, I'm Flea. This is crazy.
Let me hold on, Fabian. Hold on. Let me just say this. When I first started this thing, what year did Milwaukee win that chip against Phoenix?
21.
I started on social media around that time. I said these is facts. I gotta find that video. If you go wait, these is facts. I said that championship is I said that's the first Darvin Ham. I said that's the first time a team won a championship and it had nothing to do with coaching. Budenholzer is a terrible coach. I'm sorry. I that could be a whole nother discussion, but I'm just saying I've been consistently saying that. I've never liked Budenholzer. I think he's a bad coach. I'm sorry. Guys like that need to be in college. They don't need to be in the NBA.
Yo, Legend Z, all I gotta say is when you hit the court, you got the camera watching us three on that court, just put it on AllBall and just watch what he says. Figure out what he's saying. The biggest trash talker on that basketball court will be AllBall. That's all I gotta say. As far as who's the best between us on that court,
the best content to hit the internet is us playing 21. That is going to be the best content that hits the internet. Is the three of us playing 21. When y'all see that shit,
y'all not setting me up with that.
Box off.
I'm not playing in that. I'll ref that shit. Niggas, I'll be the first referee in a 21 game. I'm not playing in that. I definitely need 6 months to get right. Just to play a game of 21, I need 6 months.
A game of 21, right?
I need 6 months. Yeah, you ain't setting me up like that. The ladies might be watching. We might have some sponsors. Nah, I gotta be out there with my shirt off, man. Listen, nah.
Yeah. Legend Z, my play style is a mixture of Draymond Green and Muggsy Bogues.
Hey, Fabian, you want to know somebody was okay in ball? See how they pump fake without the basketball. If they look a little discombobulated, nigga, you ain't never played that.
Get the niggas out of there.
Look.
That
you see this? Look, you see that? Yeah, that boy played before. Look, what?
Out of here.
Get us out of here, Fabian. We going off the Rockers, man.
Kingsby said playing a game of 21 with the referee is nasty work.
Insane.
Nasty.
Yo, Legend Z asked, by the way, he asked who's the best baller between us three, and Fish said whoever's holding the camera.
Yo, Fish. All right.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Fish, it be some ladies on here. I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8". In the right pair of sneakers, I might be 5'9", 2 pair of socks. That's why I keep my hair like this.
Never the little one.
Listen, y'all, that's how we tested everybody if they played. How you pump fake without the ball. Hey, yo, Flea, I look like Kobe with this jab step.
That jab look nice, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Every nigga that was trash looked nice without the basketball. Every move without the ball
You know, niggas' shoulders is nice. Nigga head bob is
Look,
alright. Like, oh,
until they get the
that's
ball,
right.
turnover.
Hold on. Yo, Legend Z, you really pushing for this. I don't know where you at in the world. We in New York City and Houston and Flea's out there in Texas, man. You show up with that camera and repost us on your Twitter and all your accounts. We having a game of 21.
No, hold on. Legend Z, let me just answer this. I'm a shooter. I don't know what I'm a shooter. I ain't a rebounder. I ain't a defender. I ain't got the ill handle. I'm gonna shoot that thing though.
Now that's one thing we could do. We could shoot. We can have some more fun with that.
Yo, Flea, nobody scared of you, bro.
I can shoot.
Bring the ball.
We could shoot.
No, shooter. Y'all see the Y'all see the mannerisms?
You see, I told you David Smith is cat. The nigga just said he's 7 feet 240. That's Carl Anthony Towns. I'm telling y'all niggas.
Well, man. hold on. If that is cat, if that's cat, you see the mannerisms, cat? Yeah, block that, nigga. Yeah.
I'll kill Flea.
And anybody else that wants smoke, Fish, you could come out here and get smoked too, nigga. Don't think you could hide in the con. You could get out here and get smoked too, Fish. Love you, Fish.
Nah, King Speech, I'm out. King Speech said David Smith is Jordan Woods. Have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.